not dead. So, this is exciting. We have big news.
A couple things, actually.
A lot, yeah. We've been busy. Yeah. You guys might have noticed it's been a minute since we produced a pod. We've been recording a lot. We got a lot in the chamber.
Recording our album.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Actually, you're not going to believe who's on it. Tupac. That's why we're wearing all red today.
He said, yeah, I'll do a song with you. We're like, you're alive?
Yeah, and he's like, oh no, it's pre-recorded music.
Yeah. Right. Well, they're like, okay, so do we think Tupac's alive or do we think he's dead? So Tupac is obviously alive. Like if you really think about it, the songs that he came out with, he was doing music with artists that were like after Tupac, like Little Bow Wow.
Yeah,
you know,
I completely agree.
I'm just saying, like, I just think he's alive. I don't know if it's the dude with the
dude that says he is. It's not.
I don't think it's him.
I think he's in witness protection.
He could be.
I think he is. I think he's living just fine. You know, it's along the same lines of what we all know the truth is, and it's that Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yeah.
Let's get full.
Oh, now we're
okay.
But it's just, I mean, it's kind of weird that both, like, all the cameras went dead when, you know, Epstein did kill himself, and it's just kind of weird how that happened. But
yeah, well, I've been emailing his team. I'm trying to get him on the pod. We actually, one cool thing. So we have an email, RockyMountainAristocrats@gmail.com. We got our very first interest from a brand new starter, a person who's got their own app.
We're gonna talk all about it. They're gonna come on we're not gonna say too much about it, but it could be history in the making.
Yep.
They're gonna be on our next podcast. It's actually pretty cool. We're gonna be their first
person on the platform.
So it'll be pretty cool. So they'll explain all of it.
Yeah.
But we're super excited. That's this week.
Yep.
So that's gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah.
And hopefully it just does amazing things and takes off. So
it's gonna be really exciting, honestly.
But we'll let them get into that.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking, like, I mean, we say Tupac's alive, but is Biggie dead?
Biggie's dead.
You think Biggie's dead?
I think Biggie's dead because, let's be honest, if that boy didn't die from how he died, he's going to die from a heart attack.
Yeah.
I still think that. I've said that the last 3 times we tried to record this pod.
we get too drunk. So that happens. I mean,
the first one, shout out, Casper. Glad you're back.
Yeah.
You took a long sabbatical. Mm-hmm. It's concerning.
He shut the phone off 3 minutes into the first podcast that we're doing.
Which is crazy because we've learned that there's certain things we don't mess with in the pod.
Right.
We, due to the high depth JVC camera Casper's now using.
Yeah.
Because when we were talking conspiracy theories, somebody's watch may have messed with it.
Yeah.
When we were talking in the pod before that, somebody's watch might have messed with it.
Yeah.
So Casper's been brought in. He was actually in Europe. He saw a great deal on the camera. He hit us up and we're like, look, bro, if we're not going to pay you in White Claws, we're going to take this out of your pay for a year.
Yeah.
So this episode is actually being filmed on the same camera from the European vacation.
Euro trip.
Yeah. Great
show.
Awesome series. But something big also happened. And they've already seen. We got flown out to Mar-a-Lago. But we golfed with the Trump family.
Yeah. That was cool. That was fun times. It was actually like they flew us out on the jet and you know, it was a good time. But really what happened was we went and played some putt-putt.
Oh.
And we pretended that...
Oh, you pretended.
I mean, they could tell by the putters and the, you know, like...
The mountains.
And stuff. Like, it wasn't real, but it was pretty fun. But let me ask you this. If you were going to hang out with somebody and you had 2 choices, you had Elon Musk or Donald Trump, who would you hang out with? I'll give you 2 and then you give me 2. How's that?
Well, that's tough because I was going to give you the same 2. I would rather work for Trump, hang out with Elon. But
Ooh,
is
okay.
it a weekend or a day trip? Because if it's a weekend, I'm not gonna lie, probably gonna do Trump. If it's a day, I think I could do Elon. Just Elon.
Just Elon.
I feel like Trump's one of those guys that like you're gonna go out for a weekend and he's just gonna splash.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a little crazy side to Elon. I mean, he was meeting what's her name, Amber,
Wasn't he?
in
Like,
the Amber Heard in like the elevator, and like she was cheating on Johnny Depp with him, and like if you ever watch any
and
of
we're
that,
team. I didn't watch any of it, but
Yeah.
we're Team Johnny,
Oh,
obviously.
well, yeah, but I mean, and he was, oh yeah.
Can you blame her though? Like
Yeah.
going from, I mean, Johnny Depp is Johnny Depp. I get
Yeah, but
it.
Johnny Depp. I mean, okay, but
But
after
then
a
Elon,
million, okay, if you have, okay, so I think Johnny Depp's still worth like $400 million,
oh for sure, but he didn't create.
and Elon Musk is worth a little bit more than that. Let's be honest, maybe.
I don't know. He's sending stuff into space.
So
So
I mean, so he's definitely more. He's on an intellectual level. He's probably up there, but I
you
mean,
just call Johnny Depp dumb.
no, because I don't, like if Johnny Depp has done so many characters, I mean, it would be. I mean, that would be tough, but like
My biggest one is like all I can go back to is Pirates of the Caribbean with him.
oh yeah, well he did Pirates of the Caribbean. He did. He played Whitey Bulger. He did an awesome job. He did some. He did um, America's or Most Wanted, like Johnny Depp, where he was like America's Most Wanted. Like he played. Editor, throw up who Johnny Depp played. He played editor.
Editor, just show a list of all his previous.
Hold on. Enemies. Public Enemies. So he did pretty good. So I mean, he's done a lot of different characters. So I mean, it'd be pretty cool to hang out with him, right? Like, just he like he's. I would hang out with him and Tim Burton.
Okay. Deadpool or Batman?
Oh, Deadpool, 100%.
Deadpool or Wolverine? Still Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Okay, hold on. Batman
Deadpool.
or
Oh.
Superman?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go with Superman because I mean he's a motherfucking alien. You know what I mean? Like
he is, but like, how cool would it be to be like fucking straight up pull into like a club with Batman and you're in the Batmobile?
yeah, but I mean you got Superman. He could literally fly you around the world.
Sure.
And he's like,
but have you ever seen like the comparisons when people are like, they like look at like the Avengers, for example, how much damage they do to the city? Superman's kind of like that. He causes a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Batman's just cleaning up Gotham.
Yeah, but he did a lot of damage too on some things. Hearts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he always had a good character play him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
But,
okay, let me bring this back. Tupac or Biggie for the whole summer?
Oh, Tupac, hands down.
I feel like they'd both be fun.
Hands down. Well, I think it would be great. I think Biggie would be more fun to hang out with because I think he's more of that party aspect of it, where like Tupac was like
kind of spiritual almost.
No, like you knew you were gonna probably have to fight somebody.
Oh really?
Like yeah, I mean like
okay.
Literally that's what happened before he got shot. Like you're literally having a fight, and so like I just see. I think it'd be two different energy levels. Really, like I think
I feel like Biggie would like you'd find some bomb ass food places.
Oh yeah.
Tupac would be like smoking all the time and drinking.
Oh no, I think
opposite.
I think Biggie would be smoking.
Well, I'm sure Biggie did
a
lot. Well, we know he did
a lot
for sure.
Yeah,
I think they both smoked a lot.
Mm.
Let me ask you another one.
Okay.
Piggyback on this. If you got offered a job, would you rather work? And let's say right hand man, not a specific job. You're just he needs a Coca-Cola. You go get him a Coca-Cola. Would you rather work for Elon or Trump?
Elon.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I mean, I think Elon's got he's probably got a crazy side. Like you don't see it because
Yeah, and they tried to out Trump already. Like he literally said, "Grab her by the."
Yeah. Well, I
Which
mean,
is
Trump would be fun to hang out with, but I mean, would you rather hang out with Trump or Hunter Biden?
well, if I'm doing crack, for sure. Actually, we reached out to Hunter's team.
Yeah.
He's gonna be on the pod.
Yeah. Not really. There's a laser right on your head as we speak. I think a lot of people would be fun to hang out with. As far as that, like,
What about, are we gonna talk about the petition we started?
which one?
We're coming up on the anniversary of a classic quarterback who
yeah.
got their life cut down too soon.
Yeah.
Steve McNair.
Steve McNair.
And we started a petition.
Yeah.
And we have enough signatures that we are actually going to Tennessee.
To change the name.
We're gonna go to Nissan and say, hey, guess what? This should be the McNair Field.
McNair Field. Yeah.
We feel like Nissan's done enough.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, the Washington Football Club or the Commanders or whatever they are literally taking down a Sean Taylor statue to build a new one to give him a proper,
So
appreciation.
McNair should have it.
So McNair should, yeah.
I mean, that was kind of a crazy story. I mean, let's get into it.
Let's talk about red flags.
So you're dating first of all, you're dating a 20-year-old. I get it.
You could do better. Like, she was cute for sure.
Well, I mean, yeah, she was pretty hot. I mean, if you
she was.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
like, I guess
mean,
we
that
all
was-
have taste, right?
yeah,
Everybody
but that
has their
was-
own taste.
imagine that was a while back. I mean, it's not
20 something.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a completely different ballgame now, but
07, 09?
09 is when so I mean, how much has changed in 15 years? You know what I mean? You have a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't think Instagram was around. Like, a lot of it wasn't around. Facebook.
I don't even know if it was.
I think
really on.
Facebook just barely came out.
Yeah, but it wasn't what it is now.
No,
Not even
no,
close, right?
No. So, but
It might have been like the original Facebook where it's like, talk about, would you bang this girl or that girl?
the original Facebook was kind of weird. It was just weird. Like,
Did you have a MySpace?
Never had a MySpace. That's
I
probably the
didn't have
only
a
one that
MySpace.
didn't. I had AOL. We had chat rooms, and it was like I know we said this before, right? But like literally in a chat room with AOL, you'd be like, "Hey, describe yourself," and they're like, I'm 5'10", brunette, athletic, and you know what I mean, and blue eyes or something." You'd be like, "Sounds hot," right? You didn't really have a lot of it would take an hour to download a picture, so you're like, "Oh god." So there's a lot of catfishing going on, but we talked about it before.
That's
but
hilarious, actually.
it's pretty funny. Yeah, bro. And AOL was $3 an hour.
You had to pay for it?
You had to pay for it. It's $3 an hour.
Ew.
And I remember my dad got a bill for $300 and something. I was like, well, see what happened was I left it on, but I mean, yeah, because
What did he say about it?
you had to. I mean, we paid it. You learn to buy the AOL trial, free trials instead of paying for it, and then obviously it's a lot cheaper now, but it's free.
It's free for most of them.
But it's really not free if you think about it.
They get their AdSense.
Plus you have to pay for internet, and you have it on your phone. But I mean, yeah, they get it through. I mean, ads weren't like that. I mean, if you got a pop up from AOL, it was your computer had a virus.
Yeah.
And they had this thing called BearShare. Same with Napster. You'd have a CD, you burn your favorite songs, you come back and you'd have 12 songs done in 20 hours, and then they always try to upgrade you, and it took forever to make a CD, but you could get out this free music, and it was pretty cool, and you just burn on a CD, and yeah, a lot's changed. You can literally you literally could do a lot of stuff on your phone that you couldn't do back then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Literally, your phone has replaced
everything.
A computer, really, if you think about it, most parts of it. A camera.
Yeah.
First of all, a camera and a video recorder. Let's not get those two mixed up, because you have a video recorder that's like this, or you have a camera. You can't take videos with a camera. You had digital cameras, but also cordless phones. You don't see cordless phones anymore.
Yeah.
Cordless phone, Uniden was a great name. If you had a Uniden cordless phone, it was it, right? It was it, because it wasn't staticky. It was all this, and So it's like you had, but like you really think about it, and landlines, just landlines in general. Like
Yeah.
you don't have them, right? And it's crazy how much. I mean, you think about a compass, like a GPS, like with a flashlight.
Think about how many people would be lost if the whole system went down tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, it'd be a little different.
It would be absolutely insane watching people who have all this anxiety and stress about just going to work when they wake up and their phone didn't have signal.
Oh yeah,
couldn't search anything, no internet.
Dad, I don't have any service. What's going on?
Take your anxiety medication, son.
your antidepressants.
There you go. Now get to school.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, an alarm clock. You have an alarm clock like that. You got rid of that heinous ass, big ass alarm clock. That. Now I hate the sound of the alarm clock.
You know what's funny is I've actually never had an actual alarm clock.
Yeah,
like I'm young enough that your phone and stuff was basically it.
It was kind of crazy, right? But like, look at and plus like you could do a whole CD, or let's say CDs are obviously outdated, but you had a whole big CD collection, right? And you flip through your CDs. Now all you have is Apple Music or you have
YouTube,
Spotify, right?
Yeah.
And like you could do a whole library of music through that.
I've definitely I have memories of my dad had a program through Apple Music, iTunes, where you could burn CDs, right? And then my first 3 cars all had only CD players, and then I didn't learn about the Wi-Fi transmitter until after high school, right? But yeah, I mean, I remember I did go through that phase where I had a CD book, and you
open it up, yeah. Well, it's funny. I mean? Well, you had cassette players, right? And so you're really cool if you had the CD adapter, right? So it was a cassette tape, you put in the tape deck, and attached to your CD player, and so it's right there in the middle, but it would skip a lot, right? So you had to fix that. But then imagine you think cell phones are bad? Imagine going through your CD collection while you're driving, trying to find a good song, and then half the time, yeah, everything would skip. But and speakers are huge. I mean, you'd have a $1,000 car, but you'd have $2,000 worth of stereo equipment in it, right? Because and you have alarm. It was and I'm like, this motherfucker, right? How? But then their car thump. You're like, okay, I see why. But yeah, I mean, it's just people still. You don't have to worry about people still in stereos as much as you used to, because
not as much as you used to. That's for
there's
sure.
really nothing. I mean,
I remember in high school, I would take the face off my Jeep's radio because people I went to high school with my top and doors off, right?
Yeah.
And kids would still steal your radio.
Oh,
but you took the face off, they'd fuck off.
Yeah,
right.
They could.
So I'd just take the face off and I'd put it. In my backpack. I had this top zipper pocket, kind of like our pickleball bag where we put our phones, and I just slide it in there.
How cool do you think you were?
I felt pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
especially when you take grilled lunch, you're like, oh, hold on.
Well, then you used to. Well, here's how it changed over the years. You used to take the whole CD player out, so you had this big thing you take out because it had a handle. Then they're like, okay, let's just do the face. I mean, it's definitely changed over the year, but it's a funny thing. What people will steal out of your cars. I remember I go out. I was driving my dad's truck, and I go out, getting ready to go to school, and I get into the car, and I look out the mirror. Guess what? The mirror's gone. I look at the other side. Guess what? The other mirror's gone. Someone stole the mirrors on the side of the truck. I'm like, who would just steal mirrors? It was just crazy what people would steal back in the day.
I've only
Mercedes emblems.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I've only had 3 things stolen from me on or with a car, and one was a really nice knife, that I always kept in between my seat, and then the boards, the rails that you use to put a 4-wheeler in the bed of your truck. I had somebody yank those out of the bed of my truck once in a pretty nice neighborhood too. What else did I have? There was one more.
I had my bowling ball taken.
Oh man.
Someone stole my bowling ball.
Oh, and hunting binoculars. Like $250 pair of hunting binoculars. Taken right out of the trunk of my car.
How bad of luck do you have? I've had my bowling ball stolen twice.
Oh.
Once I had a locker at a bowling alley, and I go in one day, and the locker's kicked open, and my ball's gone. And then I got it, but like it was a drilled ball to like you'd have to find someone with the same fingers.
Yeah.
I guess they could fill the holes and redo it, but it's just.
That crap probably just went straight to a pawn shop, huh?
Oh yeah, hey, $10, great. Get me some crack cocaine, right? I'm sure that's what they did. But
speaking of crack, we're gonna do crack on our next episode with Hunter Biden.
Yeah,
And smoke blue cheese crumbles.
I'll tell you what, like.
Did you ever hear that interview with him, where he said that one time he thought he found crack on his floor and it was cheese, and he smoked cheese thinking it was crack?
That'd be pretty cool. Right?
He said that on an interview.
Nothing's going on.
Yeah, well,
but I want some chips all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Speaking of, okay, so we watched the other day, Cowboys Raiders. They've had some games after that.
Yeah.
But
preseason's over now.
Preseason's over.
Your boy just signed a good contract, CD.
Yeah, he's gonna get paid
4 year. 4 year.
$135 million. $100 million guaranteed. 4 years.
I couldn't imagine what I'd even do with half that money, bro.
I mean, we already talked about it.
Yeah, but like if I looked at my bank account and half of it was there, I don't know what I would do. In the moment, I think my heart would just give out.
Yeah.
It would just be like you don't even get to have it.
It will happen. What if it did? What if someone? Okay, let me ask you this:
accidentally transfers it to you.
What if someone accidentally transferred you like $5 million?
So there's a story about that. The guy didn't tell anybody, and he spent a bunch of the money in a week, and then the bank tried to like charge him back for it.
And he's like,
bye. No, I think they actually successfully sued him back for the money, which is kind of wild.
But would you take the money and then you're going to probably get sued for it, but like maybe hurry up and pay off everything? So maybe you have you know what I mean?
It's kind of one of those things where it's like, well, if I take 10 grand and I can turn that 10 grand into 30 grand.
Yeah. We know some people.
Yeah.
They could probably do that pretty easy.
Yeah. And if you don't pay them back fast enough, you end up.
We're talking about first of all, we're talking about having a snow cone shack for 10 grand.
Or a laundromat or car wash.
Yeah, I don't know where you guys are thinking, but
get your mind out of the gutter.
God.
So disappointing. Had my first pickleball tournament.
Yeah,
I actually got my butt smoked.
That was good.
But I had fun, and it's about the friends you make along the way. Can I tell you what happened tonight? I had my first pickleball injury.
Sucks, doesn't it?
I wanted to cry.
You're like, you made fun of me when I had my knee.
I did.
And you're like,
I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not lifting my right arm right now for a reason. I was mid-swing and my arm just popped, dude. Everything went numb.
But you Kobe did it. You played through it.
I winced through it, though. I was
Well, yeah, you gotta let everybody know that you're hurt, but you're playing through it. So, they idolize you a little bit more.
Well, and our group is pretty interesting. We've known these people for a while now.
It's a fun group.
It is. It is. I played darts for the first time recently.
First time ever?
Yeah.
Really?
With this group? Yeah, we went to... So I had to say goodbye. We told you guys. Said goodbye to one of my favorite bars. Found a new one. Local. Mm-hmm. Right?
Where is it?
Well, I don't want to tell everybody. Because it's where I go now. Yeah. Beer's okay. Pool's kind of expensive. Darts are cheap. There's karaoke every night. It's in a decent area. Different crowd. Not the same crowd that I'm used to at my other bar. But some okay people. I mean, I've gone with some of our pickleball friends, which is cool. But yeah, man, I've been enjoying it. It's a good spot. Great spot.
Cool
yeah,
spot.
Man. It's real cool.
He kind of sat in there for a little bit, but I'm excited to have someone who's actually like, hey, I want to come on your pod because I want to.
Well, it's cool. Getting that email was pretty lit.
Yeah. That
was just lit, fam.
Lit, fam.
Can we talk about the P.O. box we set up?
Yeah.
So,
wait.
A, We're not gonna tell them this. We're not there yet.
Oh, it's not there yet. Oh, yeah.
Our true fans know because they're
Yeah.
following the Instagram,
Yeah.
the stories, and stuff like that. But the way this gentleman reached out was through the Gmail, right? Sent us the whole thing. We've had 3 different conference calls with him and his team. So here's the cool part about it. We go to check the PO box because they said they sent something. We assigned the PO box.
Yeah.
Steven S. sent this.
Yeah.
He claims it's like a dinosaur movie or something.
Mm-hmm.
Jurassic Park. I don't know.
Yeah.
He signed it though.
Yeah.
Before
Kinda
he
cool.
sent it.
He said one of the like dinosaurs from the thing.
Yeah.
in
So
the
this
Jeep.
this one's called Blue. He's from the newer ones, but
So it's kind of weird.
it's cool. I wrote his name now. Steven Spielberg.
Spielberg. Oh,
Spielberg.
yeah.
I think I've heard of him.
He's probably a little famous, but
Well, he sent us the poster, which is pretty cool. Do we want to talk about the drama we saw last week in your driveway?
so I'm just gonna tell you one thing. It's kind of cool when you have your kids playing around in the yards or on the
When
street.
you live in a neighborhood that you're comfortable
Cul-de-sac,
enough that
yeah.
your kid can just mow your neighbor's lawn
Yeah.
all the time.
But what I'm going to tell you is, like, if the garbage guy comes around and your kid decides to like jump in front of the garbage truck, probably
Who's
not.
Maybe
Why not do that?
three
Yeah, 3
years old?
And multiple times they're like, "Hey, don't do that. Don't be that kid." And like, so what happened was, the garbage truck guy got so mad at the neighbor that he's like, "I want you to know that none of these people in this cul-de-sac are going to get their trash empty today because of you. I'm not going to do it." And he literally took off. So it was just kind of weird, but
Which props to
never
him.
happened. It never happened.
Well, let's be honest. Them kids, dude. We walked out front the other day, and there was a pair of Timberlands on your
Yeah.
porch.
Well, I think they bring peace offerings.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, they think we're gods.
How about when we were pulling out and the 2 kids were sword fighting in the lawn, dude?
We had a sword fight the other night.
Yeah, we did. Heck
Well,
yeah,
not
we did.
really. I mean, we didn't Ghostbuster it really, but like we weren't gonna cross the streams, but we definitely shot at some ghosts.
Yeah. Well, we had to teach Casper. I mean,
Yeah.
he's running around the backyard. We're chasing.
We're like, here you go.
Draw my name on you.
Really, guys? You
Yeah.
made me yellow ghost again?
Stop shaking. Open a beer, dude. He gets all
That's-
mad.
That's why you never lick a yellow ghost,
No,
because you don't know what snow they've been rolling around
no. Yeah, well, it's the whole thing with
Yeah.
the Casper comes in last winter and he's like, "Hey, try my snow cone. It's lemonade flavor."
in. Lemonade.
And I take
Oh.
one lick.
Okay. I know we're all over the map today.
Well, yeah.
I
that's
would
what-
go golfing with Trump, though.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it'd be fun to like. I think he is
One of our favorite shows kind of
yeah,
has had him on.
kind of like. I think it'd be fun to golf.
Yeah.
There'd be a couple people I'd love to golf with, right? But like, I think it'd be kind of like fun to see that interaction go down. I mean, there's some really nice golf courses that would be fun to like. There's one. It's called Hawk Ridge. It's a golf course. It's in Atlanta, and beautiful course. Like, but you could tell there's like old money there. And I mean, they have a helicopter pad. They have
Atlanta's gotta have old money, right?
Oh, dude, and they had air compressors for your cleats, and you had your own caddy, and anything you wanted, they would just bring it down to you,
Yeah.
right? And so like, just a totally different experience. And so, I remember I'm sitting there, and
How
I'm
long ago, roughly, do you think this was?
probably 10 years ago,
Okay.
but I was sitting there, and one of the guys is like, "Hey, don't get weirded out if you see some like old guys coming out here naked." I'm like, "Isn't this a clubhouse?" And they're like, "No, it's a men's locker room." That's how nice the men's locker room was, because it had like a bar in it, pool table, some other stuff. So imagine these.
They even prepped you?
Yeah, because they're like, "Hey, there might be some guys that are naked maybe playing
Wow.
pool." So I was like, "Well,
That'd be
thank
kind
you."
of cool.
But like, so that was a locker room. That was just huge.
Just imagine just like going and getting a scotch and just 2 old dudes are butt ass naked at the bar.
What's your name? What's
Yeah.
your name? Hello.
Play quick 9 holes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's
That's
funny.
That's actually why I go to the YMCA.
Yeah.
It's similar.
That's funny shit right there. But I'm gonna how cool. Speaking of that, speaking of having endless supply of money, which we don't have, how cool is it to go to the thrift store?
Oh, okay. First of all, it's how we're building our. We have a big episode planned. I don't think it's going to be out before you go on your big trip.
Mm-hmm.
Preston's going to France. He won a trip through Costco.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. He's gonna be gone for 3-ish weeks.
Yeah.
2.5, 3 weeks.
Driving there.
Yeah, he's driving to France.
Driving to France.
He's actually, yeah. So anyways, he's gonna be gone for a second. But there's a pod that we've been working on.
Yeah.
And it's kind of our gen, right?
It's gonna be about the mob, which we talked about.
Yep. He's been giving me education on it.
He's fallen asleep throughout. I mean, we're gonna probably have to do the Godfather trilogy.
Oh, we're gonna
great series.
I'm not gonna fall asleep to that.
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm not. I know I'm gonna like that one. I can already tell. But we're my arm, dude.
Your little
The
arm.
more it sits, the worse it hurts.
Yeah.
We're going to the thrift stores, right?
Uh-huh.
And we're gonna build a suit for the episode, both of us.
Do you ever say you have $20 in your pocket?
I got $20 in my pocket.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't want to sing the whole thing because of copyright.
Yeah.
Another cool thing is we might have a guest for that. He's part of the Gambino family.
Yeah.
Did you see that there was like 17 people in that just got arrested?
The Gambino family?
Yeah, it was basically like loan sharks and under the table gambling.
Yeah.
Sports gambling and stuff like that. In New York, I think.
New York.
Yeah, I can't
New
say
York.
that.
New York. I think you say yuck. New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. New York.
I've never been. I'd love to go.
We gotta take a trip there. I think it'd be fun.
We're gonna do a pod there.
That would be pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, we've made it from the slums of West Valley to downtown Salt Lake City for this episode. So we're on a 30-foot high rise right now.
Close.
Well, 30 floor.
Yeah. 29 levels difference.
Yeah. 29 and a half.
Yeah. We're on the first floor.
You can come from the backyard.
We come up from the backyard. It's 3 steps up, but I mean, it'd be pretty fun. It'd be pretty fun to have I think if we get this going, it'd be pretty fun to have a big studio that not studio, but
it's gonna get going.
It'd be pretty cool.
It is. I think the dream is when we've made it, I'm just gonna have a big thing of property, and I'd love to have in my garage, inside my garage is our studio.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
It's gonna be like you walk in, it's like a little apartment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be cool to have a hangout area, sleeping, because we're gonna have people from all over the world coming on our show.
All over.
So if they have a couple drinks, we're not gonna make them drive. Right. I'd rather them sleep, and if they're gonna sleep
in the studio,
they need to be able to shower.
Yeah.
Right? But I also want to be
it puts the lotion on his skin.
Oh, absolutely. Or it gets the hose again. I know
the hose
rules.
again.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, come on now. Favorite reference to that is Joe Dirt. Did you watch that?
Oh yeah.
When he's like, I don't have this Auto Trader magazine yet.
Whisker do's, whisker don'ts.
You're my sister. You're my sister.
It's such a good show.
Yo, dude, it's a classic. I was Joe Dirt for 3 years in a row on Halloween, dude. We had a family wig that got passed around. Mullet. Now I'm almost there. I can just do it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Passed around like you put on your head. Not passed around like
not passed around like a girl.
No, I was talking about a rag. Gee. Trey's mind goes to some places that it probably shouldn't, but
all it took was that one frat party. anyways. Editor. I love this.
You pee on a girl one time.
Oh yeah! All of a sudden you're R. Kelly Jr.
Beep beep.
Oh, why does that hurt? We emailed Mike Tyson's team. You want to tell them why? We know that they know that we're on them.
Yeah.
So we have Casper's brother works in high-speed engineering. And one thing that he has discovered from the photos of the shooting of Trump, is there's an angle where if you look at the tip of the bullet around that shot his ear, it hypothetically might be Mike Tyson's face.
I think it was.
And
It was.
I'm starting to think that maybe he
It's
was
not-
talking to the shooter the whole time.
Maybe it wasn't a conspiracy after all.
We've seen what he does to people's ears.
Oh yeah, Holyfield. I mean, we
That's the most
brought up
famous
this
one. Yeah,
we brought up with the conspiracy podcast.
and his team didn't like it, and the fact that they didn't like it means that we're on to him.
Yeah,
because otherwise they'd laugh it off, right? Ha, ha, ha,
yeah.
ha.
I mean, or he just punched the shit out of both of them.
Well, they subpoenaed us for the tape, and I told
they
them,
subpoenaed us, but it was a weird thing. It's like you're not going to court. You're just coming over to the house.
yeah.
And Mike Tyson wants
Even
to
when
box
you're
you.
reading it, it kind of had a list.
Yeah.
It's kind of...
What? Tell me your number again. P54.
We'll give him the 3-4 McGregor. You know what I mean? I'm not scared of him. Mike Tyson would put me in a
Okay,
coma so quick.
Let me ask you this. Okay, so we're talking about people you want to hang out with. Mike Tyson or Conor McGregor?
Conor McGregor. Conor
Think
McGregor
about it for a
punched him.
sec.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, yeah. Conor McGregor punched an old guy because he wouldn't drink his like whiskey or whatever. Mike Tyson, you're gonna just be sitting by the pool, and he's like, "This is so great." It's like, yeah,
I don't know. Mike Tyson had a crazy life, bro.
Yeah, but today McGregor's still crazy.
Yeah. And Mike
McGregor
Tyson's
might
like
accidentally kill somebody, and you're just like, "Are you buying us out of this?" Or like,
I'll
and
be in
they
the
put the
limo.
blame on you. But
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to hang out with people that, like, I don't know.
he's a loose cannon for sure.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. But imagine the girls you get from hanging out with McGregor versus Mike Tyson currently.
I don't know, bro. I think
But yeah, I think McGregor. Yeah, I think Mike Tyson still has it. I don't doubt that. But I think McGregor would pull a lot more tail today and be able to keep up with the tail. But Mike Tyson, let us know. Have your team emails.
Yeah.
Let us know what your count is.
I think either one of them would be cool as shit to hang out with.
Who do you think has a higher body count?
Oh, Mike Tyson.
Really?
Oh fuck yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Conor McGregor kind of gives me that fight movie with Brad Pitt where they speak the gibberish. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but you gotta understand, Mike Tyson was like huge in the '80s, and a lot of shit happened in the '80s, and there was not social media the way it is today. There wasn't.
Yeah, but
Pictures.
you have so many clout chasers now. I feel like you pussy would be so much easier to get now than then.
I doubt it.
What? You really think so?
Yeah.
All right, audience, let us know in the comments. Who gets
Well,
more
Wilt
pussy?
Chamberlain. Let's talk about Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay.
Dude said he slept with over 10,000 women.
So did Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
Didn't
Also,
he say that.
also
doesn't
from-
he say he doesn't
yeah.
remember how
he
many?
did. It was a lot. So I mean,
Man,
yeah.
what are we doing?
Well, I'm married.
Editor.
Well,
Yeah, that's true.
what we're
That's true.
doing.
That's true. That's true. Brandy.
Trades a figurine. Leave her alone.
Yeah, she's just a girl.
But yeah, I mean it'd be okay. Who? I kind of like this. Who else would you hang out with?
I think Tom Brady away from the cameras would be super fun.
Oh yeah, because you know he's got to be
He literally had a Trump hat in his locker.
politically correct at all times, right?
Up front of the camera.
Yeah, but it doesn't like politics aside. Like
No, I think I could tell what celebrity based on the. You remember the dude that went up front of like the Emmys, the chubby British dude? He called them all pedophiles.
Yeah.
I think that's real. I think,
you really want to get us canceled?
no, I do. I think there's a reason. Like,
Oh, it's in your beer.
you
Okay,
all right, finish it.
Trace.
I don't want to hop on his dick, but Aaron fucking Rodgers,
Oh,
bro. I would hang out with
my
Aaron
God.
fucking Rodgers, dude. We would be doing mushrooms, ayahuasca, sitting by the river. He's got a river probably going through his property. We'd be talking about the Epstein list, COVID theories, and then at the same time, he's got a banging hot girlfriend right next to him. Oh, yeah. He's got a great track record with hot girls. That'd be cool. What about
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Absolutely. No hesitation.
Yeah.
Either of them. Yeah. I mean, probably Leo over Aaron.
No, I didn't know
In
that
the-
it exists.
in
Someone
the-
over Aaron.
Yeah. In the girl category, well, dude, Leo only bangs like 25-year-old girls.
Yeah.
I mean, I get he might be like 50, But
40 something. But
can we double check his age now? Because
he can't be. He can't be 50.
He's got to be close, right?
No.
Well, he was in the Titanic. He sank with the Titanic.
Yeah. He's 49. Okay.
Ow! What? Oh.
But I don't. Yeah. But he doesn't look fucking 49.
No, he's
Oh, you almost said it.
No homo. He's got a great body. Yeah. I said no homo.
Take him home tonight.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's got a great. Oh,
He does, dude. They all do. Fuck.
okay, Brad Pitt or Leonardo?
Ooh. I don't know, man, because like Brad Pitt's a fucking stud too,
Yeah.
right?
He's. I think he's almost 60, bro. How old is? Let's see.
I love both of them. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's 60.
Ooh.
Brad Pitt is 60. That's when you know you're getting old. When people like Brad Pitt from Thelma and Louise, from like these heartthrobs from the 90s are like 60.
I wonder who's gonna take that next position.
Oh, we already know it. Thor, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You got Thor. You
Chris
got
and Liam Hemsworth. Both those two guys are killing it.
you got Scott Eastwood. Like he's
Is
just
that Clint Eastwood's great.
Oh yeah. No, it's his son. Dude, he's 90 something. Clint Eastwood.
You think he's still pulling tail?
It's Clint Eastwood, bro.
Like, he's gotta be. Come over here. Favorite Clint Eastwood movie? It's gotta be the movie named after the Ford car.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah, Gran Turismo.
Turismo.
Is that what it is? Don't roll your eyes at me. I'd slap you if this arm wasn't numb.
Go ahead. Do it.
I just cut my cup check. Ow!
I hurt my... Okay.
See you.
So yeah, well, bro, but he had the good, bad, and the ugly. He had.
Oh yeah, what a great movie, dude.
$1 Million Baby.
All of them are good.
Yeah.
Even his older stuff, like him as the movie The Mule, like even that was really good. And that's like a low, like you know, yeah, absolutely.
He was just
It's like the Quentin Tarantino movies too. Like they just none of them are bad.
It was weird seeing my first Quentin movie. Like the first one I saw was Pulp Fiction.
Oh, I love Pulp Fiction.
But like,
it's a great one.
I think what he does is, from what I heard, is like he locks himself in a hotel, does like writes a book, doing a bunch of drugs and a bunch of weird shit to kind of get the script going. But like Kill Bill 2, there's some good fucking movies he does.
What an experience!
But it's just different. It's just I like the different. Like I like when directors or they just do this different kind of movie that you're not used to. Like Pulp Fiction was just different, right? Like,
oh yeah, it still is. I mean, look at the cult following you get with it, even as well.
Oh yeah. Would you? Okay.
I didn't watch that movie till high school, but my buddy Brandon made me watch it.
Yeah.
And like since that will be on my list for sure.
It's a
stellar movie.
Stellar. I feel like these beers are taking a very long time to go down.
They are. It's because I'm drinking with my left hand, not my right, because I can barely move my right arm. I've never felt a pop like that. I broke my right arm twice. I broke it down here and I broke it up here. But today's injury was like a pop up here, and everything went numb.
That's what they call getting old.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah. Like, congratulations.
I don't want to.
Tomorrow's gonna be even worse.
Did you see what I was doing after I did it? You and Joey looked at me, and I grabbed my paddle, and I acted like it was a shotgun, and I put it in my mouth, and I used my toe to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you caught it, but yeah.
Editor.
No, that's fine.
Editor.
I was bummed. I didn't get to play with you guys too much tonight.
Yeah. It was a fun time, though.
I just haven't played with Ricky too much lately.
So let me ask you this. I was talking to Trey about when do you think is a good time? Like, there's a lot of places right now that want you to tip. Like, okay.
It's kind of frustrating, actually.
I think if you're a server, you should get a tip.
Yep. I think if you're a driver like taxi or Uber, I think you should get a tip.
Get a tip, right? Because you're using your car. You're using.
But if I'm going through the drive-through,
Yeah, I mean,
and you made me an $8 coffee that's worth $2, do you need a 35% tip? Have you noticed how smart they're getting? I went to Beans and Brew the other day, and they start the tip at 25, 35, and 40%.
yeah, it's
suggested.
Crazy. Yeah.
And then there's a little button that says edit amount.
Mm-hmm.
Little button. Smart. Well, it's kind of smart because you in the moment people can't handle. A lot of people can't handle like the adversity or like the stress of it. So they're just like
yeah.
right? Because they're the people behind. I'm not that person. Like I don't care who's behind me. I hit 0. Like,
well, there's this place called Alberto's.
Alberto's is asking for tips?
They have a tip jar right out there in front of it, and it's like, hey.
Oh, I've seen somebody steal that before.
Yeah.
In West Valley. Best Valley. Best Valley. Me and bite my tongue on his name because we're not friends anymore.
Yeah.
We were sitting there, right? And we go get a bunch of burritos, and literally there's an apartment complex, so like 35 before Redwood, there's that one, right?
Yeah.
And we literally watched these like 8 hoodlums walk in there, run out with the tip jar, go straight to the apartments.
And there's probably $8 in there.
I think there was more like 45. It was full.
Oh.
And it wasn't like a mason jar. It's like the water bottle you're drinking with the top cut off. That big gallon almost, half a gallon maybe.
I think I would rather tip like a bag boy.
Sure.
Because they're doing something. Like they're, you know what I mean? If they're like, oh, took the groceries out, took them out
I'd tip the bag boy over the fast food employee.
Oh, yeah.
If I go to a restaurant and you serve me, that is one thing. If I'm going through the drive-through and you're doing what you're paid to do, I do honestly struggle at that point. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't mind hitting 0. Like it ain't gonna hurt my feelings.
No, I mean it's still.
And to be honest, I'd rather tip in cash.
Yeah,
because I get it. Like you don't have to claim it.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm motivated by cash. Like you used to have when I worked for you, we had a cash box.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I played the crap out of that game.
Get as much cash you can for the weekend.
Yeah, we'd pay for dates. We paid for a whole weekend in Park City, bro.
I'm going to tell you who I think needed to have a tip. A tip jar. And some of our viewers might not like this, but car sales associates. Here's why.
Have you been tipped?
Once.
Really?
Yeah. Other than that, not really, because here's why. Because a lot of them work on commission. I think a lot of people that work on a commission-based job,
the good ones usually,
should get tips, right? But, we get it, but at the same time, if you spend 6 hours on a Saturday with a sales associate and you go on 8 different test drives,
they might make $100, they might make
and you don't buy a car.
Oh, yeah.
And you just wasted their Saturday, 6 hours, and you were gonna you did it because there was like a movie coming out. Like tip the person helping you out, because first of all, they're doing more work than the damn person that you drive through the damn drive-through. Yeah. That gives you $8 coffee.
That you don't mind giving a 20.
Like you literally you just got to know this person for 6 hours, and you're like, okay, bye, and you probably won't see him again.
Well, and a lot of people I noticed a lot of the people we worked with were scared to admit that they were commissioned, and I'm not. No, I want you to know, I'm working for this.
Work on commission.
Yeah, I completely agree. But I also kind of feel like you can start to tell, like you can read a customer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I also think if you have an open house and you're a real estate agent.
Yeah. And
you put out cookies, all this, and some people just go to hang out, and they're not really
I hate myself because I've done that. I'm not gonna lie. I've gone to open houses before.
They're not a buyer. There should be a tip jar there because
yeah.
I get it. Your commission, you get more money, but still, I think you should tip a little bit and be like, hey, thanks for the drinks and stuff.
In that case, I'd rather be tipped by a gift card to a restaurant rather than $50, $20.
I'm just saying, like,
I don't know.
$5.
I've had one of my coolest tips was not in the sell side and the wholesale side, right?
Yeah.
And the guy owned a local company, and basically what they did is they outsourced, like they'd buy ice cream from like local places.
Oh, so you got ice cream?
And the guy gave me
ice cream.
And I told him no, and he goes no. He goes, you're like the way you treated me, the way you literally brought me back to my place of business.
Yeah.
He goes, pop the trunk. Gave me 3 cases of like. You remember? I'm sure you've had them. They're like these little cups, and they come with like the little spoon that's like almost wood, like a popsicle stick. You like eat them out.
Yeah.
So he gave me those. He gave me orange creamsicles, and then he gave me the rocket pops. And literally, I brought them back to work, and I was like, I can't fit these in my freezer at home, and so I gave half of them to the office.
Yeah.
I was just like, and the office girls are like, because they're all 60, right?
Ice cream. Teeth fall out.
Yeah.
Put
your dentures back in.
Damn it. Damn it, Delilah.
Delilah. Hey there, Delilah. Okay. Copyright.
Well, but to be fair, like if you have a food truck though, I'll tip the shit out of the
I
food truck.
completely agree.
Because it's like you have your own business.
Yeah, I'm one of those, I 110% can get behind supporting local.
Oh yeah.
Easily.
Like
if I'm gonna eat out, I'd rather
eat out or like, but I'm just saying you go through a drive-through, they're not really like. I just think that's different. Like I still tip. I'll tip everywhere. Like I believe in the karma of tipping. So
are you one of those people like if you can't afford to tip, will you even eat out? Like eat out, like go to dinner?
Well, I wouldn't go out to dinner if I could. Like I always got tip. Like I was in the food industry for a long time, right?
Yeah, I've never worked any food job.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's a difference in the food industry because you can tell when someone's like they call it in the weeds. Because what happens is you get so behind that like you're not, you're trying to get caught up on everyone's drinks. You're trying to appease your tables, right? Because you have tables. You have 4 tables, maybe 5 tables, and so when you're in the weeds, you kind of get a little bit behind. So, but you can tell when a server is behind a little bit because they're still like sweating and they're like running around. They're just like they're trying to get caught up, right? Yeah. So they call it in the weeds. And man, so I'll still tip. Like, there's only been a couple times that I've only tipped 20%.
Okay.
Other than that, I always tip good. But like, I'll tip the bare minimum of like I think fair is 20% if they do an absolute horrible job, right? But if I see someone in the weeds and they're having a bad day, you can tell that they're really trying to bust their ass. I'll tip them more.
I'm not gonna lie. If I go to an expensive place and your service is absolutely crap, I have no problem not. Like even if it's not busy, I got no problem giving you a $2 tip. Yeah. Like if it's not busy and you can't refill my drink and we've gone through a whole meal.
Oh yeah.
You ain't getting nothing. I mean, don't eat like I'll do whatever I gotta do to check out and just go. Like,
but I mean I've had it's called 20 top. 20 top is like 20 people and like you're busting your ass. And I remember I'm busting my ass. There's just 20 top. I'm refilling drinks. I'm on top of everything. Clear all their plates out. Make a good experience. And they tipped me $1.50. And their total tab was $100 and something. This is obviously it was a while ago. But I mean it was pretty like it was a lot, $150, $200. And at the time, sorry, mind you, this was a restaurant that it was a Chili's, and it was crazy to me because it's just like, and that's why they kind of have the mandatory tips when you have 8 or more in a party because there's people that will run you ragged and not tip you.
I agree. I also understand if you're busy, but if I go through a whole meal,
right,
you've given me
and
one
it's dead.
drink, it's 2 hours in, and I'm on a date, I'm not gonna just give my money away because I feel bad for you. It's like, no, you need to be like.
It's one of those jobs like.
Here's the thing. I'm not a participation trophy guy.
Yeah,
I'm not. If it's too hard for you on a slow day to bring me a Coke and a beer over the course of an hour dinner, then maybe you should think about just being a cook or washing the dishes. Or you might. I mean, I'm watching.
How much do you tip when someone? If you go if you go into this is B-dubs, we go to B-dubs quite a bit.
Been there. I've been there. You've heard of it?
And they already have our drinks ready.
I love it.
Or they're like, oh, you guys again. Like, you already get a
Yeah.
tip. Because they're like,
Oh yeah.
but the
Well,
second
we're
thing,
also regulars at the one we know.
you can have the worst, like, my drink could not be filled, but if you have the best entertainment at my table, again,
Well,
you know.
my favorite bar, right?
Yeah.
I do believe, like, you can give me an inch and I will tip you,
Yeah.
literally, right? But when I walk in, they know what I like. I
Give you an
literally,
inch.
huh?
I'll give you an inch.
Oh yeah, no more than that though. Just the tip. I will walk in, and before I can get up and pull my card out, they have my picture ready.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So that girl, I will audit. First of all, the picture is like $6 freaking,
Yeah.
and I'll give her a $5 tip.
Yeah.
Right. But if I have to wait in line, do the whole thing, and they're busy, I give them like a $3 tip. But it's also, we're talking about a $6 picture.
I taught a couple people this. As far as when you go into a bar, okay, I'm gonna tell you the do's and don'ts of
Ooh,
how
I
to interact.
I have a good one too.
How to interact with the bartender. Because I was a bartender. Is the don'ts is never say to a bartender, "Hey you," right? Because that just they have name tags, right? A lot of them are having like.
I love if I see somebody with their name tag, I love calling them by their name. We did it at Smith's this last weekend. The girl was talking to you about Detroit, and I was like, "Bye, Allison," or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, how do you like?
Well, yeah, because then like it gets them out of. There's this whole thing alpha beta. It gets them out of beta, puts them in alpha. But anyways, it's a different story. But
I like where you're going.
but like it gets their attention. Like if you say a person's name, it gets their attention. But like if I was like Trey, you're paying attention.
Lamar. Oh no, that's you. That's you. I'm
Nathaniel. But if you're at a bar, again, don't say "Hey you." Don't be the like the guy who thinks. Wait till you get to the front of the line. Then you show them. Here's what you do: you buy 2 drinks. Whatever those 2 drinks are, then you tip them depending on the bar, right? So if you're in a Vegas bar and your drinks are $40 each,
which is true.
So your tab for 2 drinks are probably $80.
Yeah.
You know what you do? You tip them $100.
Oh wow. Okay.
Here's why. I'll get back to it. If you're at a bar and your drink is $10 and you buy 2 drinks, you tip them $20.
Okay.
Here's why. Because they're not going to forget it. And you tab out. Here's what you do. Here's the good thing that you do with the bartender. You do 2 drinks and you tab out. You tab out and you write a tip. If it's $20 worth of drinks, put another 20, so that's $40 you just spent, right?
Okay.
And you hand it back to them and make sure they see it, because what they're going to do the next time you're up there at the bar, they're going to be, oh hey, what do you want? Because now they're going to take care of you, and that's when you open up your tab because they know that you're serious business.
That's why I like going to the dive bars, because it's $6 pictures, not $100.
You just did the same thing. What I'm saying is
yeah,
equivalent.
Well, yeah.
If you bought a $6 pitcher of beer, you tip them almost the same amount.
Yeah.
In a tip. So that was
that's how they remember you, right?
That's how they remember, because they're like, okay, these guys are serious. But if you go to, I used to work at a bar. We had a 99 shot menu. I remember this group of people come in, and they're getting drinks off the menu, and I got tipped like 50 cents after I did all these drinks. And so the guy comes back around to try and get the second round. I'm wiping down the bar. I'm looking over them, because like that's my livelihood. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I know I made your drinks good, but I've also had regulars that come in that, like I said, I would give them their drinks, and I'm telling you, their drink was never empty, and I would get tipped fat because of that. So
I saw you do that on one of the first big holidays I worked for you on was Christmas Eve, and you took us to Iggy's when it was still open.
Yeah.
And I saw you do that, and I thought it was pretty cool. I was also hurting for money, and I was like, I could never. But
it just depends.
You taught me. That was my first big year. I worked for you, and I took my dad to dinner.
Yeah.
Right. And I took him to a very expensive steakhouse, right, with my oldest brother, who was alive, and I took my dad and I. And when they brought the check, I was mid conversation with my dad. I looked my dad in the eye. I didn't ask how much. I didn't even let him hand me the pamphlet. I just handed him my card.
Yeah.
Finish the conversation. He comes back, and I just sign it. And I had $100 cash ready for a tip because I know, like, I get it, right?
Yeah.
And then we walk out, and the valet comes with the card. My brother gives him a 20, and my brother's expecting change, and the guy just walks away. And I remember just feeling like I was wearing a super nice shirt, brand new tie, brand new shoes, and I just remember being like, get in, like.
Yeah.
And my brother's like, I thought I'd get my change back. My dad's like, did you see how much it was? And I was like, I'm worried about it.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was kind of like, fuck, how much was that? But I was like, poker. Well, I knew I had the money, but it was like the first year I had 10 grand put away working for you.
Yeah.
And I'm 19.
It feels good. That's when you, like, I'm telling you, like,
do that. If a girl I really, really, really like, I will do that on the first date.
Oh, yeah.
If it's a girl, I'm just like, whatever.
You just fill that card. You don't even look at the bill.
It's ultimate flex.
Yes. Because the bill's not going to change.
No, it's not.
And if you look at the bill and you start going through it.
Well, I'm also one of those guys where, like, I'm not going to look at the menu, but, $14, $15, $23. It's like, no, get what you want. Like, first of all, we're already eating out.
Oh, yeah.
It is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
But then I said, bring the chopper around.
Well, here's what's going to happen. If you... I like that. Like, you just throw the card in there. But here's going back to, like, this is why you tip the bartender, because there's going to be a line, right?
Usually, it's a good place.
If there's going to be a line, you only do it if there's a line. You don't need to really do it. Like, you could still tip generously or just be good, and you know what I mean.
If you can afford it,
then they're going to remember you. But if there's a line at a bar, they're going to be like, oh, they're going to tell you to come to the front of the line. I'll give you an example. I was at a 49ers Cowboys game. This was at 49ers Stadium. I was with some buddies. And I said, okay, here, let me show you how to do it. Because there's lines. And so we ordered we had some beers. And I think I tipped them like $40.
Yeah.
$40, right?
I got a cool story about you after this.
So guess what happens after that? He's like, oh yeah, you guys, you don't come in this line. What I want you guys to do is I want you to go over here to this side where there's nobody at, and I'll take care of you all night. I got you guys all night. So you immediately, they know a good tipper. They're going to treat you different than the guy that's probably tipping $2. So that's just the experience. Like, hey, do I want to wait for my beer, or do I want to cut all the bullshit out and get to the front of the line? And they're gonna, you're gonna still tip them good. You don't have to tip them that much every time, but they're gonna remember, and they're still gonna be like, okay, these guys are cool as shit, right? So
a great example of that. I've seen you do it. I doubted you, and you proved me wrong.
Weird.
Bouncers.
Yeah.
We were downtown. It was a couple years ago, and you were like, "You want to get in there? I get us in there." And I rolled my eyes like, "You, whatever. You're not gonna." Yeah. And guess what? The three of us sat over there. You walked up to him. Next thing you know, we were in the door.
In the door.
Whole line. 40 people? Yeah. It felt like 40 people.
Yeah.
And everyone starts throwing a fit, and you're like,
bitch.
Then we were sitting by remember there was a fight that night.
Yeah.
Remember that? We weren't in it. We just watched it. But do you remember you ordered so many drinks, the people next to us were like, hey, can I have a drink? And you're like, yeah. And that's the moment I was like,
it's pretty fun sometimes to just act that way, right? Like, you can't do it all the time.
Well, it's probably harder in like a big city too.
Yeah.
But in our little big city, it was a pretty big flex.
Well, I'm just it's pretty cool to just it's fun to act. It's fun to be that way every once in a while, right? Yeah. It's fun to you take away all the. If you go day drinking with a couple people, it takes away all it takes away the emotion, the stress. Like, if someone just like, oh, I got this, man, don't worry about it, right? And then
which you're kind of the king of Sunday Fun Day.
Oh, dude, I love Sunday Fun Day. Like, it's fun to be that way.
You're the only friend I've had that really does Sunday, real Sunday Fun Day.
Oh, Sunday Fun Days.
I mean, I've had people that are like, Sunday Fun Day, and we go to the movies and say, oh yeah, it's fun, but I can go to the movies whenever.
It got so big on Sunday Fun Day that my thought process is like, okay, we're gonna have 10 people. They're gonna Uber to a couple places, right? It's probably going to cost
Couple $100
$200, $300, $400 worth of
Yeah.
Ubers between
easily,
everybody.
even
So
on
it's
a
like-
Sunday in Utah.
So I was like, let's get a limo. So we started getting a limo because it was just fun to like.
Which I actually have a great photo of you and me when we were out of stop. Everyone had to go pee, and you're just going. And I'm just laughing my ass off.
It's fun to do like the limo, and then you start getting to know the limo driver. They're cool as shit. Then you start having stories with the limo driver. I mean, it got so big on Sunday Fun Day. Like the limo driver would
Do
go.
you think we can get our limo driver on?
Oh, we could for sure.
Do you really?
Shout
think
out
so?
to Joseph. He's a cool dude.
We really should.
He So what he did was like he'd come in and eat pizza with us. Like we didn't just have our limo driver sit out in the limo.
No.
Like he was a part of the family, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember we went swimming one time, and I'm like, Joseph, you gotta go swimming. Our limo driver is literally swimming with us, right? And it's just cool, and so it was just fun because you're like, okay, what do we do now? And we were making pretty damn good money then, and so it was like, I shared it. I like to share it, and so
That's what I love about you. You've taught me a few things about that stuff. Right?
can't get buried with it.
No, and you can't be on a vacation and constantly be thinking about work and money.
You can't.
You're already there.
Can't go on a vacation at all and think about like you just.
No, and I struggled to learn that till like 3 years ago, because I couldn't enjoy. I could enjoy it, but not the way I can today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even like if money can be as absolute tightest, and I can find that fun.
Yeah.
Like it's not about spending the money, but it's
No,
also
it's not.
like if you're with that person and they want to do it, are they going to remember sitting in your hotel room thinking about the $100 you just spent, or are they going to remember the experience?
Because you live.
And guess what? Take a photo. Always
yeah.
take a photo.
Always take a photo.
Take a photo with your bros. Take a photo with your friends. Take a photo with your group, your girl, whatever, because you will look back. Like the photo is worth it.
They'll remember it.
Yeah, don't be the tough guy. Like, oh, we don't know. Like, and
how much is that Diet Coke? Is that free refills on that?
yeah. And the one thing I love about our friend group is we tell each other we love each other.
Oh,
we got a pretty good.
Well, you have to tell your
family.
friends you love them. Like anytime you talk to your friends on the phone, you want to tell them you love them, because you never know when it's going to be that last call, right? And so it's always good to do it. And like I said, you live in the moment. Like you experience the moment. There's a road in San Francisco.
Oh no.
Ponderosa, Rio. I don't know. It's a curvy road.
Yeah.
And it's in San Francisco, and
It's downhill, right?
downhill.
Yeah.
And it's a curvy
I've
road,
been on it.
and
I thought you were talking about what else happens in San
and
Then
so someone's like telling my dad, like, he's like, oh, we can't take limos down there. He's like, sure as shit we can't. Like, I bet you we can. And he got a limo to go down the road, right? Like,
Really?
it was pretty cool. And so it's just like, man, when you have that, there's people that go to bars and they drink. We've all had those times. We've been belligerent, and it's not us. But then there's the good times, right? Like where there's a bar in Lava Hot Springs, right?
Yeah.
And so my dad and his friend Ron, they would sit there, and it was called the Blue Moon. It was this bar, Idaho, or Lava Hot Springs. I think it collapsed or burned down or something.
Okay.
But I remember my dad would be like, and he'd turn his hat around. They're doing these snake bites, and it's like tequila and something. So they're doing. He's like, hey, how many hamburgers you got back there? They're like 20. He's like, I'm gonna buy all 20 of those hamburgers. Here's the deal. I have to cook them though, right? And so he'd go back in the grill, and this is what I love about small towns, is because they're like, okay, and he'd go back there. He's cooking up the hamburgers. Everyone's having a good time. It's just the best vibe ever, right? And imagine a kid. First of all, I'm a kid. I was probably 16, 17, but first of all, I'm going to a bar. I wasn't drinking at the time, but like I'm just watching it. I'm like, it was cool shit. And so like you had to live off those and that's why I kind of did the shit I did, because my dad would just.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Your dad sounds like he deserves a movie.
Oh, dude, he was a pimp when it came to that shit. Like
He's a hustler too.
he didn't care. He's like, doesn't matter.
What's your fondest memory of your dad?
Shit, so many.
I know. Sorry to just do that.
I would think the fondest thing about my dad was that when he got an idea in his head, he went with it and he did it. Like if he's like, okay, whereas a lot of like entrepreneurs, there's a lot of people in this world that like they have to like they'll say, okay, I got this idea, and they put it on paper, and then they try and get a business plan, and they try and do this, and they try and do this, right? And like it could take him a year or 2 years. He's like, nope, I got it, I'm gonna do it, and he'd figure it out in a month, and he'd fucking do it, right? Like he's like, I want to open a grocery store, like he's very perceptive of he'd see somebody else making money on something, and he's like, okay, I think I can do that, right? And so he did it. And he was such a good sales associate at everything that he did, right? Like he worked for a battery company, and and so like he helped this battery company, and they had to build a bigger warehouse to keep up with the orders that he was doing because he was going out there. And then one guy was like, I bet you won't come out in a 10-gallon cowboy hat, bigger than shit. Goes out there, 10-gallon cowboy hat, fucking closes the deal, right? Like he had no fear when it came to like meeting someone. So imagine as a kid, so imagine I'm probably 10, right? I'm going out and like he'd service out the convenience stores. He'd do like the motor oil section. And so my job was like to push everything forward, right? So the shelves look empty. And he'd be like, oh, you need this, this, and this. And he's like, and he would introduce me, you know what I mean? And like, we just sell shit. And we just, every customer, we kept doing it, right? And it got me over the fear of talking to people, right? Two things got me over the fear of talking to people. My dad, when we did that, and being a server. Because you can't be afraid of people when you're a server. You can't walk up to the table and be an introvert and be like, can you guys just write down what you guys want, right? Like you had to be yourself. And so you learn really quick of how to like interact with people or what they're going to say. And there's people that would suck at it. There's people that are good at it. And like you just had a lot of fun with them. So it was good to do that, right? So it was a fun time, right? So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's super cool. It's cool you remember it like that too, honestly.
I remember a time. So my dad and his buddy Ron Berger, and they'd sit there. these two fuckers. What they would do is like my dad would buy something, say he paid $10 for it, and he had 100 of them, right? So he paid $1,000 for this, and like his buddy, he's like, well, and they negotiate back and forth, and he's like, I'll sell it to you for $50 each. You know what I mean? They settle maybe $45, and then they shake hands. He's like, fuck, I just got you. He's like, I just paid $10 for those. I sold it to you for $45. But then they're like, oh, you fucked me on that one. But they always had that like that fun of doing that. So it was pretty fun to like interact with that and just see like they're fucking over each other in fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at the end of the day, they were best friends. So it was pretty cool to see.
That's super cool, actually.
So it was good to learn that. But that's the one he taught me. Like, you don't give a fuck. Just go out there like you don't give a fuck. You got a bar tab, don't give a fuck. You got a bill on the table, don't give. I got it. I got it. It's just fun to do that because everyone's like, shit. You know what I mean? Like it's just, and everyone respects you when you do that, like your dad and brother did. You know what I mean? Yeah. I am going to an Ohio State game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Football?
Ohio
State. Do you know who they're playing?
No idea. Editor, right?
So, we're trying to get as many of these out as we can because he's going on a 3-week sabbatical.
Yeah.
We're going to miss him.
Bro, did I tell you how I actually learned how to turn silver into gold?
Save that for the next episode.
Let me tell you about it.
Go for it.